Hey everybody, how you doing? Mikey's here with a nicotine pouch review. I did a poll a little bit ago, and by a little over 2-to-1 ratio, folks said that they want to see more tobacco alternatives. So I'm working some into the rotation. Today, I'm looking at FRE Wintergreen 9 milligram nicotine pouches. I've been looking for these. I finally found a store that carried them, so I grabbed what they had. They had 2 of them. Main reason I'm looking for these is because these are distributed by National Tobacco. National Tobacco also is the distributor for Tucker Carlson's brand of nicotine pouches. Tucker Carlson, news commentator, news anchor, stuff like that. Major nicotine head, developed his own nicotine pouch line called ALP. ALP is only available online, and unfortunately, you can only order it by the roll currently. And there's no way I'm going to buy a roll of each to be able to do a review. Buy 5 cans only to open up 1 can, take a couple nicotine pouches, and what am I going to do with the rest? So, until they change it to where they can order it by the can, or at least do a sampler pack, a can of each, I'm not going to do that unless somebody out there's got some Alps and you want to share. Hit me up. I'll buy a can off of you. But these are distributed by the same company. So I'm running on a suspicion that these might be the same type of product, just in a different brand. I've watched a couple of reviews on the Alp stuff, so I'm going to pop these open and see if they look anything like the Alp brand. Visit freepouch.com. High impact nicotine pouches, Wintergreen, 9 milligrams. There are 20 pouches per container. And the product contains nicotine, and nicotine is addictive. Thank you, government, for telling us these things. Ingredients, we have microcrystalline cellulose, xylitol, water, propylene glycol, flavorings, nicotine, tantric acid, sodium carbonate, flavorant, sodium bicarbonate, sodium chloride, sucralose, hydropropyl cellulose, and gum arabic. I do like that they put the ingredients on these things. At least you know what you're putting in your mouth. Mainly cellulose powder with some artificial sweeteners and flavorings, with a little bit of salt. And the sodium carbonate and the sodium bicarbonate is a nicotine enhancer. Not for sale to minors. Keep out of reach of children. 1 free pouch contains 9 milligrams of nicotine. Pouch and contents are not intended to be consumed, so don't eat these. And discard after use. Yay. Distributed by National Tobacco Company, LP, under license by Intrepid Brands, LLC, in Louisville, Kentucky. Has a lot number and some kind of a date code, which I have no idea how to read that date code. Completely different from what I see on dip cans. Yeah. Anyway, crack this bad boy open, see what we got. I'm just curious if these are anything like what I've seen the Alp pouches that have been reviewed. And yes, they look very similar. Ooh, wow, that's wintergreeny. Stuck my nose in there, and I shouldn't have. This is far enough. I'm smelling wintergreen. Ooh, that's got some strong wintergreen flavor. Or at least a wintergreen scent. There's your pouches, 20 of them in there. These are, they're tacky to the touch, moisture content. The Alp reviews had the same thing. Tacky to the touch, very similar shaped pouches. For comparison, here's a Rogue nicotine pouch. Wide, about the same length. Rogues are wider, but these are plumper. And these are definitely tacky to the touch. These are slightly tacky. These are really tacky to the touch. Moisture content on these is very good, which is what I've been reading about the Alps. So my suspicions are now even, these just may be a rebranded version of Alp, or Alp is a rebranded version of these, depending on which came first, I do not know. But 9 milligrams, I'm only going to stick with one. Ooh, wintergreen flavor stuck on the tackiness to my fingers. Ooh, contact sensation. Big time contact sensation. Definitely getting a burn. Gonna move it over. This side's a little raw. This side's good. Very pleasant. It's not a wintergreen. It's nice. Definitely wintergreen, but it's not a sharp, not like Cougar or Grizzly, anything like that. I would say this would be more on lines with, like, say, Copenhagen wintergreen for that potency. It does have sweetness because of the artificial sweeteners they throw in there, but I'm getting a lot of contact sensation. A lot of contact sensation right there. It's a burn. I don't know how much of that is nicotine and how much of that is wintergreen. Probably a bit of both. But it's definitely got a burn. Has a really good burn. Almost too much burn. Ooh, starting to water my eye because of the burn. Yeah, it's definitely letting me know that it's there. And with 9 milligrams of nicotine, yeah, I'm really going to know it's there here in a few minutes. So, but yeah, good flavor. Really good flavor. I mean, it's not an edgy wintergreen, like I said, like you get in some of the dips. They have that really wintergreen. This is more. It's kind of a sweet wintergreen. Yeah, Copenhagen style wintergreen. Sweet wintergreeny without too much of an edge to it. But yeah, a lot of contact sensation going on here in my gum. Definitely letting me know that something's going to work there. But all in all, not a bad start. I'll at least juice up here for just a little bit. You guys like haunted places? I was just up at the Hasita Head Lighthouse. It's about an hour and a half north of here, up near Florence, Oregon. I did not know the place was haunted until I read about it. I've been there a lot of times. Apparently there's a woman in gray who is said to have been the deceased wife of one of the lighthouse keepers who lived there in the 1890s. Apparently his daughter took ill and died, and rumor is that his wife took her own life out of depression and despair sometime afterward. And it is said that she still roams the grounds around the lighthouse. The lightkeeper's house has been turned into a bed and breakfast, and there have been a number of times people have felt like somebody puts their hand on their shoulder and there's nobody there. And there have been a number of times people looked out the window and there's a woman dressed in late 1800s attire walking through the yard looking at the flower beds. And then they glance back and she's gone. So yeah. So there's some local haunting going on at the Hacienda Lighthouse in Florence, Oregon. People say there's a similar thing going on at the Egyptian Theater in Coos Bay. There was a maintenance man who died there way back in the day. It's one of the few Egyptian-themed theaters. They were quite common back in the late 20s, early 30s, 1920s, 1930s. Egypt-type stuff was all the rage, King Tut and all that stuff. And a lot of theaters adopted an Egyptian motif throughout the walls and the decor. The Egyptian Theater in Coos Bay, and there's one or two others throughout the country that have kept that Egyptian motif over the years. And people say that every now and then moviegoers there. Right now it's like a community theater. They show second, third, and beyond run movies. Last time I was there, They were showing the original Star Wars trilogy. Um, and yeah, actually my graduation day, I went and saw Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It had just opened up that week when I graduated high school. And while everyone else was going out partying, me and a couple of friends, hey, let's go to the movies. And we went to the Egyptian. That's back when it was showing first run movies. That was 1989. But yeah, people every now and then say they see somebody dressed in period attire walking down the aisle who just vanishes, or they feel somebody brush by them on, they think somebody's walking through the aisle behind them. They turn around, there's nobody there, type thing. And they say that's a maintenance man who died on site, like a caretaker. Apparently he died back in the late 30s, early 40s. They say he still roams the theater. So, yeah. This has got a good wintergreen flavor. Flavor-wise, yeah. Nicotine-wise, it's got a decent nicotine hit, yeah. 9 milligrams. I have noticed with nicotine pouches, the nicotine hits faster than, say, dip, and it dissipates much faster than, say, dip and tobacco-based nicotine. It hits quick and then it dissipates. But a lot of guys will keep these in just for the flavor. Long after the nicotine's gone, the flavor will still linger. But yeah, these are definitely, and the moisture content on these things is really good. A lot of nicotine pouches run dry. These guys, they got good moisture. They are actually tacky to the touch. They got such a good such a nice moisture level to it. And I've heard the same thing about the Alp. So I'm suspecting that these might be the predecessor or just running in congruence with Alp brand. Might be from the same manufacturing plant. Alp has some slightly different flavors, but that's just a matter of changing up the flavors. But I suspect they're manufactured in much the same way. It'd be nice if I can get my hands on some Alps to be able to do a side-by-side comparison, but like I said, I'm not willing to buy an entire roll of nicotine pouches just to do a review on one can. I'm not that much in the nicotine pouches. But yeah, these are actually pretty good. Don't worry, I'm not quitting dip, but these are good. The wintergreen flavor, like I said, it's on par with, say, Copenhagen, Skoal, wintergreen. It's not real edgy. It's not real sharp that you would get in, say, Cougar, Grizzly, Kodiak. But it's definitely a pleasant wintergreen. It's got enough sweetness to it. It complements the wintergreen quite well. And it sits really solid in the lip. And the contact burn is dissipated quite a bit. Still slight tingle there, but nothing like when you first put it in. When you first put it in and all those nicotine salts are just being absorbed by your gums, you definitely get that burn. But with these, yeah, it's been in there, 10 minutes now? And it's faded down quite a bit. So yeah, if you're looking for a nicotine pouch that's got a good moisture content, it's thin, yet it's plump. Good flavor. Really good wintergreen flavor. Try it free if you can find them. They're not widely distributed. There's only a couple of places I've found around that carry them. This was at a truck stop about an hour away. I was over there for some training, got gassed up, walked in to grab a soda and some snacks for the trip home, checked out their dip selection, of course, and everything they'd have, I've already tried. I glanced at the nicotine pouches, and ooh, they had these. And the lady hadn't even sold any to anybody yet. I thought, oh, how much are the frees? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I've never sold one yet. We just got these in. And I think they were like $4 a can. So 20 pouches, $4. Not bad. Anyway, if you enjoy the content, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate the attention. And check out my Patreon page where you'll be able to see this review and many more at least a week before they hit YouTube. It's free to join over there. I don't charge anything over there for membership yet. There is a membership feature if you do feel so inclined to donate to the cause. I won't say no to your money, but it's not required. Anyway, If you do feel like donating to somebody and you can only donate to one channel, give it to Suit Tie Dip and Chew Guy. His stuff will be showing up here. Go to his Patreon page. He needs the money more than I do. And he's can be much more entertaining at times. Free, Wintergreen, 9 milligram nicotine pouches. Plump, definitely moist. Well, the moister nicotine pouches I have encountered, which ranks high for me. The really dry ones are, nah. These guys, yeah, they're moist right out of the can. Thank you all for viewing. I appreciate it. Be sure to check these out if you're interested. I will catch you all on the flip side. Till then, take care.